Um, so yes, let's get to it very shortly. Give me a few minutes, please. You're working in an organization or you just arrived in a new place, you know, comment and say, I know what you're talking about. I can tell you most of my life I've been at the start of things. I've started things, a lot of things, and I have been, in thrown into very new situations, very strange situations. So I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Awesome. Hi, Instagrammers, IG Live. Welcome to my IG Live. My name is Ore, your favorite change management, change cultural change consultant. Today we're going to be talking about the myths around personal branding for people who are a different culture. I can tell you from that from authority because I am a woman, found myself in Canada at I think I was about 34, 35, already married with two kids. Um, I also was grew up in, if you know Nigeria at all, I grew up in a different part of, I was born in the western part of Nigeria. I grew up in the eastern part of Nigeria, and then after university, found myself. Then I went back to live in the western part of Nigeria for college, and then I found myself after college in the northern part of Nigeria. So I have been different quite a lot. I can tell you that for a fact. If you know anything about Nigeria, you know how you understand the nuances in all of these things I'm talking about. Shout out to my proudly Niger people. Now, I would like very much to jump right in. That's my style. I don't like small talk. Um, so, what's personal branding? A lot of things that people have talked about personal branding. People have said personal branding is, how you perceive, how you people perceive you, how you project yourself, how you put yourself out there. And I heard somebody, the very, well celebrated Glory Dozin, say very recently in an interview, she said that personal branding starts from inside. And I can relate to that because you can't project, it's not a fake it till you make it situation. You cannot project what you don't have on the inside. You can't make people believe something you haven't believed yourself. So personal branding is really self promotion. But before you promote yourself, you have to believe that you're that thing you're promoting. So it's not just empty self promotion. What are you promoting? What are you projecting? Do you believe that you're an imposter? Do you believe that you're different? Do you believe that you're smarter? Do you think that you're better? And I'm using this terms very intentionally because if you're thinking that you're better, if you're thinking that you're somehow above those that are there, if you're thinking that you're above them, because in your thinking, you're thinking that you know better than them, you're thinking that you you are better than him. That's what you come off as. Nobody likes a proud person. Nobody likes someone that's full of themselves. Because it's very easy to hype yourself to believe that you're better than someone, especially if you've received a specific amount of training, you've gone through different a certain kind of education, level of education. It's easy to just accept and come to understand that you are a particular kind of person. And meanwhile, you're probably just you've gone to school, but there are people that know, some things better than you, and it'll be very easy for you to make a fool of yourself, and people will not correct you, tell you that you're making a fool of yourself. So personal branding is self-promotion, but it begins with what you think about yourself. You need to have a healthy self-image, a balanced self-image, based on sometimes input from other people. But what I'm really trying to drive at is that, I'm not here to be performative and telling you that, I'm not here to be performative and say things like um maybe personal branding is, tell you things like, oh, um you need to think this of yourself, you need to believe this in yourself. That's not what I'm here to tell you, really. I'm here to tell you that you need to be able to, you know create a presence for yourself that is believable, that is likable, sufficiently for people to be able to speak up for you, when you are not in the room. Let your brand be strong enough, be loud enough that people can speak up for you when you're not there. That your brand will speak up for you. That when there's a problem, they recognize you for solving that problem. They recognize that that's your forte, not in a I've put myself in front of everybody kind of thing. I'm a very firm believer in humility. I believe in humility very strongly. I think it's something that endears people to you, and if people do not like you, they will not promote you. I don't want to be promoted simply because I'm good. I want to be liked. I think that those are the kinds of people that really get to a certain level more than people that get to a certain level because they are so good at what they do. I think it's very important to be liked and genuinely respected. For women and people of color, or people that are different or found themselves in a setting where they are culturally different, where the way that they perceive things are different. For instance, when I came to Canada, I grew up under the assumption that, oh, you need to be in one kind of way respectful. In Canada, nobody really is sending you in that way. Nobody is expecting that kind of respect from you. But the tendency as a Nigerian was for me to now say, oh, so I'm allowed this type of freedom and start, just be calling people names, just be losing my manners, or just, want to just jump into conversations without proper greeting, hi there, hello there. And I started realizing that there's a need for balance. So I started to culturally adjust, unlearn the things I've learned, and start to leverage the things I've learned to begin to form a new me in this environment that would actually earn people's respect and like me and set me apart. That makes me different because of where I'm coming from. So I'm not different because I'm of anything else, but simply because I'm coming from where I'm coming from. So you're not lying about who you are. You're just showing up as who you are authentically. You want to be able to, you want to be able to, you want to be able to um show up authentically, and a lot of times, because we are culturally different or because we are women, we tend to kind of try to wash off a lot of who we really are, and that makes us easy to overlook because we want to blend in, because we want to be liked. I'm not saying don't be liked. I already said I really prefer to be liked, than to just be the great, awesome, very knowing, person. I want to be liked. But in your bid to try to be liked, as women, as people of culture, we tend to want to blend in too much. And that blending in doesn't set you apart. People can't tell who you are, what you stand for. You're just easy to please. You're just easy to make laugh. Everything makes you laugh. Nobody knows what is your thing. What is your thing? Where are you coming from? Are you shy about who you are? Nobody knows what to say around you that would upset you. Because when I came here, people are so polite there. They're so polite. They would make jokes one time, and maybe around you, your reaction will tell them if they should make that joke. You need to be aware of what's going on in a room. You need to be quicker than others to be able to assess your role, your place in a room, and be intentional about not performing, but showing up authentically as yourself. Don't run away from who you are. Don't try to hide who you are. You're a woman. Have kids. I have kids. I'm a woman. I wasn't very cultural before I came to Canada, but I'm beginning to recognize that part of myself, and so I'm projecting that more. So a lot of times I'll joke, I'll say things like, my Niger stuff is coming. Don't get me. Don't take me to Nigeria. Don't even get me to Nigeria right now. I'm being authentic. I'm showing up. Sometimes people want to be polite. They want to ask you questions like, in Nigeria, is that really? If I say things like this, is that? They don't know if you get offended. If it's something you don't like, just be quick, just be truthful about it. That might not offend with you, some other people, but based on my own experience, it's kind of giving me trauma, and so I would rather not talk about it, not in that light. And people will respect you for that. That's the good thing about this environment, or most civilized environments. Just show up as authentic for yourself. Don't try to blend in, because we are women. We are already feeling very invincible, or we're already feeling very differently. We're feeling very different. We're feeling very like we're so starkly different. We try to blend in so much. Nobody ever goes far by being part of the wall. If you want to stand out, no matter how good you are, even if you're the greatest and the best at what you do, other people will take the glory for your work. If you're just blending in with the white walls, you need to stand out. And it begins with being authentic. It begins with showing up as your own thing. So it's not just that. Myth number one is that it's just self-promotion. It is not just self-promotion. It's showing up as authentic. It's showing up as genuine. It's showing up as a person. Now, myth number two is that if you work hard, your work will speak for itself. That's a lie. That's a big lie. Your work doesn't speak for itself in rooms it doesn't get into. Your brand opens doors before your resume does. What are you known for? And sometimes it's not even about the work. Sometimes about you're known for what you bring to the table, which could sometimes be your character. It could be your cultural perspective. It could be your ability to get along with people. It could be your ability to influence people. It could be your ability to say no politely. It could be your ability to read the room. That might be what you come in for. It might not be about your work. I've seen a lot of leaders where I'm thinking, this guy doesn't really have anybody's skill here. Everybody seems to have sufficient skills to do without this guy, but he's making so much sense when people speak. Like when they is speaking, they're listening to him so much. It's like, now I'm like, that's why he's here. That's why he's the leader. Because it's not about skill that gets you into those rooms. What gets you into those rooms is your personality. That's what your brand is, what people know you for. Sometimes everybody else has gotten all the necessary skills, but what you're bringing to the table, you need to be able to identify it. You know, the lie we were told is that, oh, work hard, just work hard, and your work will speak for itself. Oh, just put your head down and keep digging, keep working, keep working. No, that's not true. I've tried it, trust me. Nobody's going to speak about your work, nobody's going to see the essence of your work just because you're working. If they don't know that you're passionate about one thing, or you're good at you love one thing and you will go all out for one, like, just be personable. You're not being modest, you're not being humble by not establishing yourself, by feeding into the world. It's a lie. Your work will not speak for yourself. The fact that you're working hard is not what is going to make people like you. It's not what is going to make that lead to put you on another project. It's not going to what is going to make your manager recommend you. It's not. Do you know, I had an APR one time, an annual performance review one time, and during the media performance, I had agreed with my manager that this year's performance, I want to get exceptional. I want to be exceptional. I want to, score really well. And the So funny enough, in the middle of the year, close to the middle of the year, this manager was was going to go leave, temporarily. And then another manager came in, and because me and the other manager, we had a good rapport, and she had gotten to know me, she had gotten to like me. So we're talking about my annual performance, my mid-year performance, and she was like, "Oh, you've done this," based on her own KPI. This new person doesn't know me, right? Doesn't know that that's my target. Doesn't even care. What did she do? She said, "Oh, this is all great, but for me, it's about extracurriculars." I'm like, I worked so hard based on that manager's approval. So what did I do? I had to find. She's already told me what she wants. She's already told me it's not about your performance at work. It's not about the skills you have as whatever. What I need to see is your ability to show up on those extracurriculars, meaning leadership, meaning being willing to train other people, meaning being willing to mentor people, meaning volunteering for things. That's her own KPI. So imagine if I was the kind of person that I just want to do my work and get out of here. I've wasted how many months trying to be exceptional. So it was very easy for me to jump right on it and be like, oh, I volunteer for this. Oh, yeah, I'll be on this project. Oh, yeah, I'll be on this task force. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Let me get to it. Oh, no, no, no. I'm very easy I can change very quickly. How many ways is the difference? But for me, I'm like, I mean, anything to get my exceptional, anything to get that great bonus, anything to get that great promotion. And that's what I did. Because I'm flexible, everybody knows me as flexible. All my colleagues knew me as flexible. And that's what she liked about me. The fact that I was obviously very busy on certain projects at that time, but I was flexible enough to adopt her style, even though it pushed me way out of my comfort zone, way beyond what I should have been committing. I didn't mind. I kept doing it. And it got me my promotion. It got me my exception, and it got me that bonus I was looking for. Yay. Myth number three, guys, is that if personal branding means you have to be on all the time, you need to be pa 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 pa. That's that's not authentic. Nobody's like that. Nobody's 100% every day. That's not true. You don't need to show your whole life to be seen. You just need to show up aligned. Sometimes you just need to agree with people. You just need to make sure that your values as a person is 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 it aligns with your public. What you see outside aligns with what you see inside. If I invite your child to the office, your child is not going to say, "Oh, mommy is playing sports, mommy hates sports." You need to be authentic. So everything I'm saying, please close the door. Everything I'm saying is just about being aligned, just about being genuine, be authentic. See, everything I've just been saying first is just be authentic. Everything I'm saying is be authentic. A lot of times we women, a lot of times we come different people. A lot of times, a lot of us we like to, and very guilty of it. I used to be very guilty of it until I decided, what do I want versus what what do I think, who do I think I am? What I want is who I am, and what I think I am is a hindrance. So I need to let that go or push it up to match what I want, because I don't want to get to a point in my life where I'm thinking that I want to be this. I should have been a certain thing and I wasn't that thing. I could have tried this and I didn't do it simply because I'm so stuck on, oh, I don't like small talk. Oh, I don't like to be seen. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, I don't want to. Just be authentic. Just be real. Just be who. Just be real. Just be aligned in what you're saying. And a lot of times people like to say things like, this thing is not for me. Oh, I'm not good at this. I'm not good. Nobody's looking for you to be perfect. A lot of times, people that have been in leadership positions, that have attained a lot of accolades and done a lot of great things that people speak about and respect a lot, are people that I've noticed that these people are people that they volunteer for things, and they don't say it. Like there was one time I kept hearing it a lot. They say they volunteer for things that they were very unfamiliar with. They didn't know how they were going to get done, but they volunteer for it. Who will do this? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. And they kept volunteering. And one day, because they kept volunteering, they volunteered themselves into a position where nobody else wanted, and it turned out to be a juicy opportunity. Or from volunteering and trying, even when nobody else would show up, they were chosen for that attitude. In that way, that's their personal brand. Being able to volunteer for things, not being afraid to say yes, being willing to serve. I'm not saying be a goody two shoes. I'm just saying be authentic and don't run back, don't shy from op- opportunities to do things. Even when you don't know how to do it, you don't have to know how to do everything. If you're in rooms where decisions are made or want to be made, you want to be in a room where decisions are made, you already have a brand. That's your brand. You don't have to be the one that they are paying the most. You don't have to be the one they are calling CEO. You don't have to be the one they are calling manager. You don't have to be the senior person. Just just be following opportunities. Just be following the doors. Just be following. If it opens one, if the way that is opening is for you to volunteer or for you to do something you don't like and you scream your nose and enter. Just enter first. Then you now start questioning whether this thing I'm doing here is it what I really like. Enter first. Enter the never say no to any opportunity. Don't say no. It's only them ogas that are going there. Me, what am I? I'm just a supermarket staff. Just enter first. Are you shaping your brand or is it shaping you? Are you the one that is as your because you already have a brand. Maybe you don't know it, but your brand is already formed, and then it will shape you or you will shape it. So it's your choice. Make a choice every time. Be on top of it. Every day be making a choice. Every chance be making a choice. You're having conversations, you're making a choice. You're keeping quiet, you're making a choice. You're doing your work, you're making a choice. You're taking and making excuses, you're making a choice. Everything you're doing, you're showing up, you're making a choice. Make a choice. Don't just be there. Just be there. Don't just be there like that. Make a choice. Make sure that everything you're doing, you're on top of yourself. You're showing up for yourself. Always ask your children, do you think that you're showing up the best for yourself? Sometimes they'll say no because they know. You know that you're not showing up when you are. As I'm talking to you like this, you are thinking whether you are showing up for yourself. Or you know what happened yesterday. You know what happened at work today. You know that time that you could have just raised your hand, or that time you could have just shut up. Sometimes showing up for yourself is just shutting up or just minding your business. So, guys, I want you to tag someone who has been dimming their own light because of all these things that we said, and tell me below which one have you believed for too long. Because me, I've told you my own. I was the type of person that would never, would never make small talk. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to talk so much. I was a wallflower. Just don't notice me, don't notice me, don't notice me. And it was affecting me. Sometimes you don't have to be the hard work. A lot of times, it's not the hardest worker that gets the biggest bag. A lot of times, the biggest baggers are the ones that they are not the hardest workers. You just say, oh, that's it. You say, oh, she's sleeping around, she's doing it. It's not true. So, guys, like this page, subscribe, and share. Be nice. Be nice. Don't be stingy. Share this nice information I've given you. Share it with somebody. And I will see you next time. Okay?